welcome to this CITV update where we explain a sewer issue that we have just come to find out about these past few weeks. Let me explain. As you can see here, the neighbouring house to our land ties into the city sewage system via a sewage pipe, also known as a lateral. This 4-inch lateral goes into the primary sewage system via an 8-inch lateral that feeds into the sewage junction that can be accessed via a manhole cover on the east side of our property. The issue we face is that the city want us to trunk into the 8-inch lateral a 6-foot by 74-foot easement, or in layman's terms, access to this utility. But how can we give an easement to someone else's land? But these are the terms the city is asking for us to get building permits. Part of the issue is that we don't even know if this 8-inch lateral sewage pipe is on our neighbour's property or slap bang in the middle of the two properties, or even if it exists at all, and the neighbour is tied into another lateral going to another sewage junction. The City Atlas, which is a map of the city's utility system, is famous for not being thoroughly accurate. The pipes that are shown on the atlas are sometimes not there. Pipes are installed and not notated, so local civil engineers are constantly scratching their heads wondering what is correct and what is not. And the only way to find out is to get out a shovel. The trouble is that sometimes the utility is so deep that it's tough to shovel to see if a pipe exists. One option is to lay an 8-inch sewage pipe connected directly to the sewage junction at the manhole cover, as shown here. We could then trunk each townhome to our own 8-inch lateral. However, we don't know if the city would allow us to do that. Secondly, it's costly because we have to dig up the road in the alley. But this is one way that we could give the city easement to the sewage utility without having to negotiate with our neighbour, who is never going to give up easement on the property for the utility that is being fed into from our land. Of course, the best outcome would be that these townhomes feed straight into the 8-inch city lateral sitting on our neighbour's land. Well, that's never going to happen because I can't see our neighbours ever giving up an easement so the city can get to the clean out on their land. You will find out what a clean out is later on in this video. Another not so disruptive idea is to put a parallel 8-inch lateral on our land and feed just one trunk into the neighbour's lateral sewage pipe. Again, that brings up the same problems, but the city may force our neighbour to do this, but getting an easement will be an interesting legal issue, one which I don't want to test. After we filmed our civil engineer and general contractor's subsequent visit to the site, another option was mooted that we hope will work and save everybody a headache. We found on the City Atlas that running between the two original lots on our land was an 8-inch lateral feeding into a sewer junction somewhere out on South East 2nd Street. This would be the best solution if we can tie into this and it exists. We would also need the city to give us their blessing. So let me show you what happened when John Haley, our civil engineer, and Alan Parets, our general contractor, visited the site to investigate.
It doesn't have any leverage. Got it? You see that one, right?
What?
You see that one going that way, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what my plan shows. That's what the city atlas shows.
But do we know if that's that property or is that our property?
Should be both. According to the city atlas, it serves both lots.
So we're supposed to tap in from that for our property, or are we coming off the main?
Problem is, there's no indication of any kind of manhole or anything. Several months ago, the plumber told us that these laterals were tied in there.
I don't know, somewhere.
We had a vertical 6-inch pipe here. What happened to that? was a clean out in there. There was a vertical 6-inch pipe, or 4-inch, that indicated clean out at the end of the lateral. So the plumber said that lateral was tied into that manhole, and I doubt it. I don't think so.
Installed the hose.
See, what I saw was an indication of, that's the first thing the demo guys do, is they find the lateral. When they find the lateral at the property line, they'll install a clean out, which is a vertical PVC pipe. That tells everybody where the lateral is, so that they leave that alone.
Well, what it does is it also tells the city that it's been disconnected, and you can't get your demo permit without disconnecting it first.
Right. From the house.
Right. Well, here at the cleanout.
I mean, it looks dead on. The pipe looks like it's right down the center.
Yeah.
Right on the property line.
Yeah.
So that's not good. Because there's no easement there. We don't have any right to go tying into the main, because we will be disrupting that guy's neighbor.
So we might be better off putting our own lateral in on our own land.
Well, tying into the road here, the sewer line, it's a bit of a nightmare.
You could easily tie in, as I show on the plan, into that existing line, but there's no easement there.
I mean, it's much easier to tie into this than dig up the road and tie into the street. I think that we could probably get away with tying in and him not being overly disruptive, but we need to see if it's there. We assume it's there. Can we just make that assumption, that it is there?
I think somebody's got to do some exploratory digging right here. Go down, see what they find there. See if they find that pipe with minimal disruption to that property. Adjacent property.
But it has to be done now. We can't go in with the assumption that it's there.
No. Then that could get us in big trouble.
Because it'd be nice if we could do that when I have the machines here and we're doing the building pad.
How deep do you think that it is? Yeah, it's probably a little bit too much for a hand dig. It would be a trunk line. If this was a normal situation, that would be a trunk line, 8-inch sanitary sewer with a manhole at the end. That's what their atlas showed.
Did you check the other side of the property? See if it's running through it or something?
No, it's shown only to go halfway across the property.
Should we put the manhole cover back first? Just a suggestion.
We're waiting on you to do that.
Yeah, no, you would be waiting a long time.
I'd love to know how he gets a sanitary service. Because if he gets it from that pipe there, that would give us more right to tie in. The clean out separates the city responsibility from the owner's responsibility. Point of service. Do you want me to address this with the city engineer?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Yeah, please. I think that's the only way. And then otherwise, so if you're suggesting that we dig it, you talk about digging it from our side, right? Obviously.
This guy is not going to give you a 6-foot easement.
No, but it's amazing
But he would have to. If he's tied into that, he would have to.
But it's amazing to me that the city didn't get an easement themselves, even just off of the sidewalk.
Well, there's a lot of that went on way back. Same with the drainage.
Oh well, so I think the next step is you're going to speak to Patrick Figueroa. We've decided that we're going to dig.
When we're ready, Patrick's good with it. We'll just dig when we're ready.
I'll speak to Rim, the attorney, as well, just to get some clarification.
The other option is to put in a 6-inch lateral. We'll create a 6-foot easement along that property line, and we would install a 6-inch.
Yeah, along with a parallel.
Parallel.
Yeah.
To this existing one.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't want us to connect with that manhole, that line that goes through the manhole. they would want to connect with the trunk line.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Which again is, we're back to this, but...
So we would just totally leave this alone.
Okay.
So it's one of those two. No reason why that clean out should be missing over there.
Yeah.
You should ask somebody what happened to that.
Well, that's all for this update. Join us in a few weeks' time and we'll let you know what's going on with the Delray Beach Townhomes plat application and the building permits which are in with the city right now for review. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and reminder bell below. That way you will get updates as and when we post new content. See you soon.